A good atmosphere here in anticipation of this 10-round heavyweight contest to come. If Bruno loses tonight, he'll almost certainly retire from the ring for good. If he wins, and wins well, it looks as though he'll be heading for a third tilt at the heavyweight championship of the world. And
in the red corner, standing at 6 feet 3 inches tall and weighing in at a career heavyweight of 16 stone 10 pounds of pure London muscle, it's the one and only Frank Bruno. Frank would be coming into this fight having only fought one round in the past 3 years. It's safe to say this was a pinnacle point in his career. Standing in his way on that must-win night was a fighter who had been in with the best and held his own, Jose Ribalta. It wouldn't be Jose's record that would have the fans talking, but his height. Standing a whopping 6 feet 6 inches tall and a wingspan that could knock a man out from across the ring. Both fighters would be up for the matchup, but the pressure would be on Frank Bruno, trying to capture the heavyweight title against two top heavyweights and coming up short in knockout fashion on both occasions. If Frank was to punch his way back into contention for the prestigious world heavyweight title, then Jose Ribolta was the man he had to beat to gain favour in the contender rankings. The fight in 1986 was a significant moment in Bruno's boxing career, coming at a time when he was carving out his place in the division. It showcased Bruno's determination to establish himself as a serious contender and Jose's reputation as a tough competitor.
Well, you have to remember, he's been out of the ring for 3 years, and when he finally comes back, he only went one round.
By the time Frank Bruno stepped into the ring with Jose Ribalta, he was already a well-known figure in British boxing, and indeed on the global stage. Bruno had turned professional in 1982 and quickly gained attention for his remarkable physique, standing 6 feet 3 inches and boasting impressive muscle mass. His build, coupled with his punching power, led him to string together a series of early knockouts. However, questions lingered about his stamina, technical abilities and mental toughness, especially after his defeats against both heavyweight champions, where he would see the canvas in both fights.
So I think Ribolta is a credible opponent. He's well known throughout the world and England, you know, so he's got a lot of respect in the boxing world.
The fight came at a time where every man and their dog would have something to say about Frank Bruno. Boxing fans would say whether he had lost his touch, he would never be world champion, or in fact if he ever had it in the first place. His opponent of the night would come out with the same remarks in the build-up. Jose Ribalta was no slouch. Though not as widely celebrated as Bruno, Jose had built a reputation as a durable and tough fighter. Standing tall and weighing over 220 pounds, he had the physical stature to match Bruno. The two fighters would have similar records, both fighters going with top-tier opponents, but where Jose would go the distance and take a loss on points. Frank, with the same fighters, would see the fights end early in knockout fashion. This truly was a test at the highest level for Frank Bruno.
Bruno within 4. I say Bruno in the late rounds.
As the fighters would emerge into the arena, the Cuban heading out first with the flag of his new adoptive country bearing the flag of the USA proudly. His ring walk a quick one to the tune of MC Hammer's Can't Touch This. The true Brit would follow with a massive entourage of ring girls waving the Union Jacks proudly. Frank would take a slow walk down to the ring to the theme song of Rocky Balboa's Eye of the Tiger. A moment to let London know he was back and looking for another crack at the heavyweight title.
Roy Francis is the referee, a man who in this very ring here at Wembley went to 10. Bruno in the red trunks. Bruno's third fight in 4.5 years. Ribalta hasn't been in the ring since last May. Been out of the ring since last November, when he was appointed by the South African Pierre Coetzee, the man who's being to this one. Touted as possibly Bruno's next opponent, if he gets successfully through. Bruno's jab looking quite sharp. Been known to knock men out with that. Ribalta taking his time. Ribalta. Certainly can be. Put down. Tyson did it, and Bruno's threatening to do it. Ribalta very quick to grab and hold there when he was in trouble on the ropes. No aggression so far. The Cuban. Bruno is looking pretty sharp and very menacing. Very upset at what Ribalta said at that press conference, and he glares at Ribalta.
After a steady first round with both fighters looking slightly reserved, it was clear that both fighters didn't want to show their hand first, but Bruno would have his moments, punching straight and landing with menace. Bruno would have 33 wins to date, with 32 of them by way of knockout. Jose would go back to his corner with his words from the press conference in his mouth. He mentioned targeting Bruno's eye, an injury that nearly saw him retire from the boxing world. Frank took those comments personally and vowed to get him back by way of knockout.
Round 2.
Good on him that where they've rubbed him with the towel, the nap of the towel has come off. Now he looks like a man with a grey beard. Ribalta. Well, Ribalta so far has shown nothing but a fairly negative attitude, as though he's come to last as long as possible, but it could be deceptive. He's a lot better than this. Well, Ribalta told not to hold, and Ribalta complained to the referee. Bit of needle here. That he was being thumped on the back of the neck. Anyway, it looked like a 30-year-old who's coming towards the end of a career. He's looking quite young and sprightly. Bruno certainly doesn't at the moment. That's a good right hand, and the man's right above me, and he's almost coming out on top of me. Everybody said he was a good one. He's knocked out. Round 2, Bruno's won. What are people going to say about that? Was that a bum opponent again? Now what are they going to say? The big punch of Bruno has...
In a fight that was meant to test Frank Bruno, Frank would show the armchair fans and the boxing critics that he was back. We leave you with one question. Are you an old school boxing fan? If so, give that subscribe button a stiff jab. I've been Frank Monroe here at Below the Belt Boxing. Take care.